Have you ever wondered why some people stay mentally sharp and focused well into their 80s, while others begin to struggle much earlier? What if the difference wasn't genetics or luck, but small daily habits anyone can practice? And most importantly, could these habits help you keep your memory clear, your focus strong, and your confidence intact no matter your age? If you're over 70 and have noticed your memory isn't quite as quick as it used to be, or if you simply want to protect your mental clarity for the years ahead, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll uncover 5 simple yet powerful secrets that can keep your brain active and sharp, whether you're just entering retirement or already enjoying your golden years. These strategies aren't magic pills or complicated routines. They're grounded in science, easy to do, and proven by countless older adults who have stayed mentally strong long after retirement. Stay with me until the very end, because the 5th secret is something most people completely overlook. Yet it may be the very key to preserving your memory and mental clarity for the next decade. Let's begin with number 1, the power of purposeful reading. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to keep your brain in shape is to make reading a daily habit. But not just casual reading for entertainment, reading with intention. When you choose material that challenges your thinking, introduces new perspectives, or sparks your curiosity, you're doing much more than passing the time. You're exercising your brain. Each time you process new information, imagine scenarios, or follow an argument across several pages, you stimulate the regions of your brain responsible for memory, logic, and comprehension. Over time, this kind of mental exercise works just like lifting weights for the body. The more consistently you do it, the stronger and more resilient your mind becomes. There's a world of difference between quickly skimming the daily newspaper and truly engaging with a thoughtful article, a detailed biography, or a rich historical novel. Charles, a 74-year-old man from Arizona, shared his own story about how he began reading science magazines just a few years ago, even though he had never studied science before. At first, he struggled, rereading paragraphs over and over just to understand them. But with time, his comprehension improved, and now he says those articles give him something exciting to think about, to discuss with friends, and even something to look forward to each week. That kind of mental engagement is exactly what helps keep the brain active. This isn't just about collecting more vocabulary or adding new knowledge. It's about keeping your neurons firing, your brain circuits alive, and your mental energy sharp. Research has consistently shown that older adults who read regularly perform better on memory tests and are less likely to experience significant cognitive decline. The real secret isn't how many pages you turn or how quickly you read, but how deeply your brain becomes engaged in the process. When your mind is making connections, predicting what might come next, or reflecting on new ideas, you are strengthening its ability to stay sharp and resilient. Too often, people make the mistake of believing that only physical exercise matters after a certain age. But the truth is, your mind needs training just as much as your body. Just as walking keeps your legs strong and flexible, reading with true attention and purpose keeps your mind agile and resistant to decline. So pick up a book, even if it's been years since you last opened one. Start with something that excites you, something that sparks your curiosity, and you'll find yourself not only learning, but building a stronger, healthier brain. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. The real secret lies in consistency, curiosity, and the simple commitment to making reading a regular part of your daily routine. Number 2, movement that stimulates the brain. Walking is not only a powerful tool for your legs and heart, but it is also one of the most surprising ways to sharpen your mind, especially when you do it outdoors, surrounded by nature, or in places that awaken your senses. Every step you take in a new environment asks your brain to process an incredible variety of details all at once. You're watching where you step, noticing the breeze against your skin, smelling the trees or flowers, listening to the sound of birds or passing cars, and even reading signs as you go. All of this activates different regions of your brain simultaneously. Far from being a mindless activity, walking becomes one of the most brain-stimulating forms of movement available. Consider Patricia, now 81, who began taking short walks through her neighborhood each morning after losing her husband. At first, it was simply a way to clear her mind and cope with her grief. But over time, she noticed something unexpected. Her memory improved, her sleep became deeper, and her conversations flowed with more ease and clarity. What began as an act of healing turned into something like therapy. Those daily walks helped her process emotions, breathe more deeply, and reconnect with the present moment. This is the beauty of walking. It gives your mind somewhere to go, instead of getting trapped in cycles of stress, worry, or sadness. The brain thrives on oxygen, circulation, and stimulation, and walking provides all three at once. When you move your body with rhythm and regularity, you aren't just exercising your muscles, you're also building and maintaining the neural connections that keep your mind sharp, flexible, and resilient. Even just 5 to 10 minutes a day can spark real change. But here's the deeper truth. To gain the full mental benefits, you can't simply stroll without awareness. Look around you. Notice the colors of the trees, the details of the houses, or the way the air feels on your skin. Let your mind wander and allow yourself to truly engage with your surroundings. This combination of gentle movement and mental flexibility creates one of the most powerful tools for keeping your mind sharp and resilient. Isn't it amazing how something so simple can become such a gift to your health? And remember, it doesn't have to be a long hike or a strenuous gym session. Just putting on your shoes, stepping outside, and walking around the block is enough to get started. Your legs will thank you, your heart will feel stronger, and your brain will be grateful for the renewed energy. Over time, these small steps add up, quietly shaping a sharper memory, clearer thoughts, and a steadier mood. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content designed to inform, inspire, and empower you. Now, let's move forward. Number 3. Nourishment that feeds the mind. Your brain is always hungry, not only for new knowledge and stimulation, but also for the essential nutrients that keep it performing at its best. After the age of 70, the body naturally absorbs and processes nutrients less efficiently than before. And the brain is often the very first place where those shortages begin to show. That's why what you choose to eat can either protect your clarity or slowly dull your sharpness. One of the most overlooked yet critical habits for maintaining mental clarity is starting the day with brain-fueling foods, instead of relying on sugar rushes or skipping breakfast entirely. To illustrate, let's take Joe as an example. Joe is 76, and for years he started his mornings with nothing more than toast and jam. He thought keeping his breakfast light would help him stay alert, but the opposite happened. Slowly, he began to notice more brain fog, unpredictable mood swings, and frustrating moments when the right words just wouldn't come to him. It wasn't until his doctor recommended small but powerful changes, adding omega-3 rich foods like walnuts, along with simple proteins such as a boiled egg or a handful of seeds, that things began to shift. Within just a few weeks, Joe described his mind as feeling clearer, as if someone had gently wiped the dust off his thoughts. That's the power of proper nourishment. Certain nutrients act like oil for the gears in your brain, helping everything move smoothly. Omega-3 fatty acids strengthen neuron membranes, making communication between brain cells more efficient. Antioxidants from berries calm inflammation that can otherwise damage brain function. And vitamin B12, which is often low in older adults, plays a vital role in supporting memory and focus. Even something as simple as drinking a full glass of water in the morning can make a noticeable difference. Mild dehydration is common in seniors and can lead to sluggish thinking, confusion, or a lack of energy without you even realizing why. When the brain is underfed or neglected, it slows down. But when it receives the fuel it truly needs, it begins to shine again with clarity and vitality. The best part? You don't need pricey supplements or complicated powders. Nature has already provided everything your brain craves. A handful of blueberries, a few almonds, or a slice of creamy avocado can become powerful tools for sharper thinking. These small choices, practiced consistently, are like insurance for your mind's longevity. And if you're ever unsure of their impact, challenge yourself to try it for just 1 week. Notice how you speak, how easily names come back to you, or how smoothly you solve everyday problems. You might be surprised at the difference. You might be surprised at just how quickly food choices can affect brain function. Your mind is always speaking to you, but when it's undernourished, the voice becomes faint. Instead of clarity, you begin to notice confusion, irritability, or even overwhelming fatigue. It's like trying to hear a soft whisper in a noisy room. But when you consistently fuel your brain like the incredible, complex machine it is, it rewards you with sharper focus, steadier moods, and clearer thinking. Number 4. Building a social web for brain resilience. One of the most powerful protectors of mental sharpness isn't a pill, a supplement, or even a mental puzzle. It's people. After the age of 70, many older adults see their social circles shrink. Friends may move away, loved ones may pass on, and the everyday conversations that once kept the mind active slowly disappear. Yet isolation comes with a steep cost. Research shows again and again that social disconnection can accelerate cognitive decline, sometimes even faster than certain physical health problems. Why is that? Because conversation, connection, and companionship stimulate your brain in ways no crossword puzzle ever could. Engaging with people requires memory, attention, and emotional response all at once. Take Helen, for example. She's 82 and has lived alone for years. To fill the silence, she turned to television. But when her daughter encouraged her to join a community book group, everything began to shift. At first, Helen resisted. She thought it would be awkward or tiring. But when she finally gave it a try, she discovered how much her brain craved the give and take of real discussion. The small effort of remembering someone's name, sharing an opinion, or hearing a new perspective reignited parts of her mind she hadn't used in years. It wasn't long before Helen noticed remarkable changes. Her mood began to lift, her vocabulary seemed to come back to life, and she even found herself telling richer, more engaging stories again. That's the beauty of social interaction. It acts like exercise for the brain. Every conversation requires recalling details, interpreting emotions, and adjusting your thoughts, all within seconds. It's a cognitive workout that no app or solitary activity can truly replicate. And it doesn't have to involve large crowds or busy gatherings. A meaningful phone call with a friend, a short walk with a neighbor, or even a simple chat with the cashier at the store can be enough to keep your brain active and engaged. These small, seemingly ordinary moments provide stimulation and connection, reminding you that you're part of a living, breathing world. If you've gradually pulled back from people over the years, know that it's never too late to start rebuilding your social web. Reach out first, even if it feels uncomfortable. Write a letter to someone you miss, join a hobby group, or participate in an online community that interests you. If you're naturally shy, start small. One person, one conversation at a time. You don't have to be the center of attention. You just need to be present. The truth is, your brain thrives in company, even in quiet company. So if you've been spending more time in silence than in laughter, more time observing than interacting, take this as a gentle reminder to shift. Not only will it nourish your heart, but it will strengthen your mind. You deserve to feel seen, heard, and remembered. In doing so, you give your brain the best chance to stay active, resilient, and full of life. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 5. Staying curious every single day. Curiosity is more than just a pleasant trait. It's one of the most overlooked yet powerful ways to keep your brain alive and engaged. After turning 70, it's easy to fall into comfortable routines. The same meals, the same television shows, the same familiar stories repeated again and again. There's comfort in routine, but too much sameness can quietly turn your days into loops and your mind into a narrow hallway with no open doors. Curiosity, however, has the power to unlock those doors. It gives your mind a gentle push to explore, to ask questions, to wonder about things you may have ignored before. And every single time you stretch your thinking, even just a little, you strengthen the neural pathways that are essential for memory, attention, creativity, and problem solving. Take Frank, for example, a 78-year-old who had lived his entire life in the same town, doing the same work, surrounded by the same circle of friends. When he retired, he noticed a fog creeping into his days. His doctor couldn't find any physical cause, so his daughter handed him something unexpected: a beginner's watercolor kit. At first, Frank laughed at the idea. He had never painted a thing in his life. But eventually, he gave it a try. What happened had very little to do with artistic skill. It was about the act of learning. Frank had to study basic color theory, practice hand control, develop patience, and even face small failures. But in the process, his brain lit up again. Not because he became an artist, but because the experience was completely new. That's the magic of curiosity. Staying curious doesn't mean you have to completely reinvent your life. It means choosing to see old things with fresh eyes. Pick up a book on a subject you know nothing about, try a new hobby, or even taste a food you've never eaten before. Each act of curiosity, no matter how small, gives your brain a spark, and those sparks build the fire of lifelong mental clarity. Ask someone younger what music they enjoy, and truly listen to it with an open mind. Watch a documentary on something completely outside your usual interests, whether it's about mushrooms, space exploration, or ancient cities lost to time. Even keeping a small notebook to jot down the questions that suddenly pop into your mind, and then taking the time to look up the answers can be transformative. Each of these small acts is a way of practicing curiosity, and together, they help keep your brain elastic, flexible, and youthful. The reason curiosity is so powerful is because it activates multiple parts of the brain all at once. Memory, emotion, and logic are engaged, and often movement too, especially if you're using your hands to try something new. This kind of engagement isn't passive. It's active training for your brain. And perhaps just as important, curiosity gives your day a sense of purpose. It provides something to anticipate, something to explore. Even if the challenge is small, having that spark makes the hours feel richer and more meaningful. So, if you've been feeling mentally stuck or foggy, the solution isn't always more rest or another supplement. Sometimes, the answer is wonder. Give yourself permission not to know everything. Let that moment of not knowing become the doorway to discovery. You don't have to become an expert, you just need to care enough to begin. That single spark of curiosity might be the very thing that keeps your mind sharp, your spirit alive, and your outlook on life fresh, no matter your age. Final thoughts. Staying mentally sharp after 70 isn't about making one huge change or chasing a miracle solution. It's about weaving a series of small but powerful habits into your daily routine. Habits that keep your mind engaged, your confidence growing, and your sense of joy alive. Whether it's learning something new, maintaining social connections, nourishing your brain with the right foods, taking care of your body through movement, or simply staying curious, each of these steps has the power to transform the way you experience aging. And the beauty is that none of them require massive effort or dramatic lifestyle overhauls. Sometimes it's just 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there. A little bit of consistency, practiced day after day, builds into something remarkable over time. So let me ask you, what stands out to you the most? Is there one habit you're already doing that you can strengthen? Or perhaps something new you feel ready to start today? Maybe it's reaching out to an old friend you've been meaning to call, or finally picking up that hobby you've put off for years. Or perhaps you've realized it has been too long since you've sat with a good book, taken a mindful walk, or allowed yourself to learn something just for the joy of it. Whatever it is, the most important part is to take action. Waiting only makes it harder to regain what we've lost, and every day is an opportunity we can't get back. The encouraging truth is that the brain remains adaptable and resilient, even into our 80s and beyond. With the right habits, you can continue to grow, to sharpen your mind, and to live each day with clarity and purpose. You are never too old to improve, and you are never too far gone to start fresh. The very fact that you've stayed with me until the end of this video tells me something powerful. You care about your health, you're willing to take action, and you truly want to feel alive in both body and mind. And that determination makes all the difference. Thank you so much for being here today. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today, along with how you plan to apply it in your own life. Your thoughts are valuable, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments not only gives us encouragement, but also builds a community where we all grow together. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with others who could benefit. Your support allows us to keep creating content that informs, inspires, and empowers. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Wishing you abundant health, lasting happiness, and peace in every step of your journey. And remember, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss what's coming next.